Hello again and welcome to Banana Republic Adventures. We are up at Green Ridge Park again. We're going to try a different area. We're going into one of the four-wheel only campsites this time. We'll be here just one night again and we'll do some more touring and driving around. We have a new member with us. Torvi is our new puppy and she will be joining us, so she'll be in the video. Right now she's sitting on the other side of the car, so you can't see her too well, but she'll be joining us and we'll see how things go. All right, we'll see you on the trail. So this is an area we haven't explored yet, but based on the site that we're going to, site I think it's 42, 43, 44, and 45 are all require 4x4s. So we're going to site 42. It's supposed to be next to a stream. It is on the corner though, so we'll see how busy it is. But we have not been through this section yet.
Okay, that's site 24. It's right on the road.
It is.
Site 25. Also completely visible to the road.
Yeah, site 42 might be right on the road too. From the way I was saying, requires 4x4. I'm hoping it's at least a little more remote than most of these sites.
There's people in 26. There's people there.
There's people there. At least there's a 10 up.
Also visible from the road.
A little more in, but yeah.
There's 27.
That was right on the road. Not bad. It's got a nice fire pit and all though. I feel like I've seen that one on the video. Most of this is pretty much a fire road, but when we get over towards the four-wheel only area, I will make a judgment call and see if we need to air down some.
Get to the end of Sugar Bottom and we're going to take a left on Black Sulfur Road, and there's someone who is lucky enough, two people who are lucky enough to live in the park. And we also passed another wood house. It was two houses, right?
Yep.
On the same piece of property. One in front of the other, right along the road. Very nice, very cool place to live.
This is paved. We'll probably jump back on.
So this is Black Sulfur Road. A rural road that goes around the edge of the park.
It must be. Yeah, maybe we should have cut through from this park itself. It used to seem like that was backtracking though, so
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Still very pretty.
It is very pretty.
So we're on Jacobs Road. Now we're getting ready to turn left onto May Road.
And May Road is a four-wheel drive only, or 4x4 only road. It's just dirt, so I don't know if it gets worse. We'll see.
We're just going to the first.
Right, so this is the site that we have decided to choose and camp out tonight. It's supposed to be near a creek. We shall see.
It's nice.
Okay. Okay, so we're at our site. We just pulled in. Already got the water out. Torvey just got some water to drink. We're setting up the vehicle there. The tent will go there. And our portable bathroom, Marty's setting up back there. So once we get everything set up, I will open it up and show you how everything looks. Okay, so we're all set up at camp. There's Marty sitting in her chair. We got these new chairs just for overlanding, camping. There's Torvey down there eating some bark that she's finding on the ground. And then over here is I don't know if you remember the last episode of Green Ridge, we threw away the tent we bought. It was very old and was falling apart. So we picked this up. It's a Coleman. It's supposed to have a little screen porch that you can sit in, but obviously it's not really big enough for the chairs. That's why we're sitting outside. The gnats were pretty bad. It seems like sitting down they don't get to you as much, but they're still pretty bad. It's a 4-person tent. I will try and put a little note in the bottom somewhere as to what the model is and all that. So it's decent size. It'll do good for us, for
2 of us.
Yeah, the 2 of us and Torvey. So should be okay for a night or 2. We're only staying 1 night, but it should be all right. So we'll see how it does. It has a blackout material on it, so that's supposed to stay darker in there, in the morning and that kind of stuff. So we'll let you know how that works out. All right. So we decided to explore a little further in. We went all the way to 45, and the road is closed at that point. So if you did have that site, nobody would be coming around because you can't cut through. They've got it closed off. So now we're heading back to our site. This is supposed to be the 4-wheel drive only area, but I gotta say it's not. Like, it's a dirt road, and there's some, you can see there's some kind of ruts, but nothing major, and there's some decent sized puddles, but I don't know that I would consider this completely an off-road area. So here's one of the other sites. This is 44. They're all pretty close to the road. 43, which we'll pass in a minute on the left, they're kind of up on a hill, which was nice. A nice little bluff. They're probably getting a nice breeze up there. It's pretty, air's pretty stagnant, and it's humid today. A little more humid and hot than we thought it would be up here, but that's not too bad. So yeah, so here's one of the puddles. I mean, I'll just stay to the side a little bit so don't slip or whatever, but they're not bad. They're not deep. So
it's not for cars though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you had a little crossover or something, you'd probably be fine. But yeah, we're gonna head to the right. That goes back to where we were. This heads, I think, back to the further down in. Looks like south. Yep. Not exactly sure where all that goes. Actually, it heads towards 46,
47, and 48.
Yeah, 46, 47, and 48 sites. So we have not been down that way yet, so maybe we'll try that maybe tomorrow morning or something and see what's down that way. All right, I will pause for a minute, and then we'll come back on when we get to that site 43. So here's site 43. They're up on a knoll. It's a nice little spot, so one to think of. Okay, so we're doing a quick grill out on a very, very old Coleman stove. Actually, I forgot to put sides out on that, so let's do that.
I don't think you need.
It'll help keep the heat centered. kind of in there. So I don't necessarily need them, but yeah, they just clip in. You got it? Just push it in. Slot, there you go. So, of course we forgot a pan, but good old General Dollar Store. Dollar General, whatever. $10 pan.
Cast iron.
Cast iron, yep. So, you know, not some fancy brand or whatever, but it'll definitely work for what we're doing. Now, this stove is probably, I don't know, my dad had it when we were young, so it has seen some days of camping. But it's still running strong. We just had to just pick up some fuel for it and, you know, see how it goes. Seems to be heating up just fine. So also we have the refrigerator, but since I didn't want to run the car, last night I kind of rigged up a box. Our Grand Cherokee's battery died, but there's enough in it to kind of get this going. Not enough to really keep the car starting, but this is the fridge that we talked about in the past. It leaked a little, so it doesn't hold temperature well. So I didn't want to obviously run the car or run it straight off the car battery, and I don't have a dual battery system yet. That's the plan. But so I took the old battery, charged it, hooked it up, made a little box, put a cigarette lighter connector on it. Got my little fuse box in there, the 10 amp fuse, and it'll work for now. Very rudimentary. I did it last night real quick, thinking, hey, this would probably be a bad idea to run this off the car. So, but it's been running for a couple hours now, and it's doing fine. So we'll see how it does. You can see the battery indicator looks like it's a little low, so I'm not sure if that's actually indicative of the actual battery that we've got hooked up, but I guess we'll find out soon. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll last throughout the night.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, so here's our campsite. You can see we have our chair set up. Our new tent. We'll see how it does, and we'll give a review on it. Gathered some wood and put in the fire pit. Now, before we created the fire, we have our new puppy with us, and she came over sniffing around, and we found glass around the fire pit and like broken glass bottles. So if you're going to come out into the wild, especially in these remote type places, and you're going to camp, and you're going to bring glass and stuff, and you're going to break it and leave it around the fire pit, then just don't come out. Go to a hotel, get drunk, do whatever you want to do there, but please just don't come out to the woods, because that's not why we come out here. And when you do that kind of stuff, then they end up shutting these type of places down. So again, if you're that type of person, just get a hotel. Do whatever you want to do, party, go to the bar, whatever you want to do, but don't bring it out into the woods. And especially don't leave your crap around for other people to have to clean up. All right, morning everybody. Today is June 11th. We are packing up. A successful night in the woods. We had a little rain last night, which was unexpected and was not forecasted, but the tent actually stayed dry inside. The little screen-in porch area thing is not very big. You can't really fit chairs in there as advertised and stuff. So it's a little bit of a small tent. It's supposed to be a 4-person, but you know how that is when they say 4-person, it's really 2 people in gear. So, but we did all right. Torvi was a little anxious all night. She's out exploring now, running around. She is over there looking around the campsite, but she was a little nervous last night. Finally fell asleep, slept through the night mostly, but worked out. So we're gonna eat some breakfast and then pack up and drive out on some of the trails and share some of that with you all. All right, so we've packed up. Campsite's all clear. There's the campsite back in there. It's all cleaned up. We are going to head out. I'm gonna have Marty drive a little bit. We're gonna take some videos on the way out, and we will share experience and any information as we go. Okay, so we're heading back in towards sites 43 and 44, and we're going to try and take the right before or right after 34, and that should loop us around and then back out. So we're gonna do this because we haven't done this area yet. This is kind of supposed to be more of an off-road area. Again, it's got some deep puddles, but it's you know, you wouldn't take a sedan or something through here, but or a coupe or whatever, but you know, it's not that bad. So all right, so up here you would take a left to go to the site 45 where we showed you last night, but we're going to take a right here, and that should take us down to some additional sites. We'll see what we
Branches down.
yeah, a couple branches down, but yeah. All right, so then here's the road sign. So Twigs and May, and this is still classified as 4x4 only. Little. All right, so here's another campsite.
46.
Site, yep, 46.
That's a nice campsite.
It's a little bit of a hill though.
It is a hill.
Yeah, I don't know if I would pick 46. It's a little slanted. It might be hard to get. If you were hammock camping or something, you'd be good, but you wouldn't get a lot of tents in there. Okay, so I take it back. This area coming out this way, you do need four-wheel drive. We've run into some off-camber type stuff, so. All right, you ready? All right, come on forward. Try and hug this side. Come on. Straight. Yep. A little bit more. All right, driver. Keep going, you got it. All right. Okay, straight. You got it. Good job. Okay, so those of you that were watching us go through some of those mud pits and not really going directly through it, we're straddling them because we are out here alone and don't want to get stuck. I don't have any traction boards yet. We'll be investing in some of those. I also don't have a winch. I do have a come along, and we have used that in the past for things, but that was back when we used to drive the Wrangler. So that's why we're straddling those. Don't want to get stuck out here alone. Cell service isn't great, all that kind of stuff. Don't want to have to try and figure out how to get out and get in the mud and dig ourselves out and stuff. So trying to be as cautious as we can. Okay, so we made it through Twigs. That seemed to be the most four-wheel drive section. We're getting ready to go into Jacobs. We're going to take a left here. So Marty's still driving. We're going to take a left and go down into some more area that we have not been to yet. And then we'll loop around, see some more tents, and then head out so that we can get to the ranger station, drop off the trash, things like that, and then head home. But we will keep recording and show you any interesting and neat sights. But this area is a lot more of the just kind of gravel forest road for most vehicles can travel on. So we passed site 49. It wasn't anything spectacular, that's why I didn't record it. It's right on the road. It was a nice site, small. Looked like you get a couple tents in there. Had already established fire pit ring and picnic table at it, so not a bad site. You know, if you just want to get out here, it's quite a ways away from kind of the normal crowd, but it is on a very accessible road. So if you just want to get out and get away from everybody, there's no sites around it. It's not a bad little site. Okay, so there used to be some kind of building there in front of us. We saw it from up on top of the hill. It's just like an old rundown mobile home type thing. And then now we get ready to cross this old little bridge.
It actually looks pretty new.
Give her some gas. There you go. There's not much of a, hold on, not much of a creek left anymore. It's pretty much dried up, so. Okay.
Right now, if there was like a massive thunderstorm or something.
Yeah, water runs down the mountains. Pretty crazy when you have a bad storm or a heavy winter.
That was cool. Oh, there's a little bit of water in the creek.
Yeah, there's somebody's pulled off probably fishing or camping, one or the other. Okay, so we are still on Jacob. We're on the south side heading east. Marty was saying that, yeah, this is still, we hit some, really graveled areas that look like, I don't know, just park roads. But there are definitely some areas in here that you would want to have some kind of off-road tires for some traction. And you need to watch for ruts and things. So this isn't marked as four-wheel drive only, but there's a little bit where we cross that bridge, and after that you'd want to be really careful if you're bringing like a crossover up here or something.
I think a crossover would be the least. I don't know about a car. I would bring like a little Nissan Altima or something like that.
Yeah, a regular car would not be a good idea.
Toyota Prius, I would bring that.
Well, no, that would, yeah. So, all right, we just thought we'd share because, yeah, it's supposed to be regular road, but it has some spots that need to be maintained if that's the case.
It's rusting.
Okay, so I think we're coming up on another site here. I believe this is site 50. Let's see if there's a sign. There is no sign. Maybe this is not a site anymore.
I'm sort of blocked off.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe that was not the site, but it looked like it was. It was on the original mapping, but when you do the check-in at the ranger station or headquarters for the park, there is a few sites that are no longer usable. So that may have been one of them, and we're getting ready to come up on another one here shortly, and I will record there too, but then we'll see if that one is still available. But that was site 50, which is no longer marked. Okay, I was mistaken. So this is site 50. That back there was not site 50, and it is in use, so it is a usable site.
It's nice and far back on the road.
It is a nice site off there. It looks like there was plenty of space to have multiple tents. So, site 50 is available. And this should be site 51. It's along the power lines. And it is a off-the-road nice site. So there's a family in there, and then there's the power lines, so it's right along the power lines. And here is site 52. I can't really see back in there. What's the verdict, Marty? Is it pull up a little and see in there? Tell me what you think. A little ways back in there, it looks like. We go back in there.
Yeah, you can't see the site from the road.
Okay. Well, that might be a one worth checking out. Hold on, let me mark it on the map. I decided to walk into site 52 just to see. It's not quite as far back as I thought. It looks like there's an old fire service road down that way, but there's the site. Nice site. You could fit a few tents in here and even hammocks. It's got a fire pit, of course, picnic table. Most of the sites here do. So yeah, not a bad site. Real quiet, nobody's nearby. It's pretty far from the other 51 and 50. So this is it's a decent site. All right, so here's site 53. As you can see, we're right on the road, but it is pretty secluded by itself. Up ahead a little further, there's the hiking trail that cuts through. I think it's called the Green Ridge Trail, but there is a hiking trail up just east of this campsite. It looks like it's got decent flat areas. Not real big, but not a bad little spot for one group of people, or one tent, maybe two. And hammocks always, you can typically find places. So all right, so we took a little detour to see if we could get on Stafford Road and cross the top ridge of the mountain, and we're turning around because behind us there was a big metal gate. So we are going to go back down to, I'm not sure what road that is.
There's a group campsite here.
Oh, there's a group campsite up here? Okay,
right
off
there.
to the left.
Multiple picnic tables.
Okay, what is that? Mertens Avenue? Mertens Avenue. So we're going to get back down on Mertens Avenue and head a direction we've already been before. So I probably won't record for that. That was on our other video of the review of Site 35. So you can check that out on YouTube. Once we get to another area that we haven't been to yet, then I'll start recording again. Okay, so we're trying a new route, Dug Hill Road. The park map shows, let's see if I can get a good view of that. I'm going to point that out. Where is it? So
Here.
Okay, so there. This is not focusing for some reason.
And we're going to go up this way.
Yeah.
To try to get to this.
To that.
The last time we went, I think, out this way.
Yes, we did. We went out that way.
And then just on to
So we're going to try and go, point that out again, right up. This is not focusing
up
for
here.
whatever reason. Yeah, so sorry it's not focusing. And then
the GPS map says there's a crossover.
Yeah, so right here on Gaia, and you probably can't see that too well, it shows, let's see, we're here, we would continue up, and it shows, go this way, and right here it shows some kind of crossover. Right there, back to the other road. So we're going to see if that's still there. If it is, we'll cross over that way. Otherwise, we have to head further out. So, but we'll see how that works out.
Maybe there's a Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts where?
When we get headed home, maybe there's a Dunkin' Donuts. I'm so tired. Okay, here's a site, Site 70. Okay, goes back in there.
Okay.
So it's off the road. I think I can't even see the picnic table.
Okay.
So Site 70 on Dug Hill Road is off the road.
It's an option, yeah. Oh, and look, it might even have a creek next to it. Let's take a drive back in there and take a look.
And we're gonna hope nobody's back there.
Oh yeah, if they are, we'll wave and turn around. Nope.
Nobody's here. Oh yeah, this is nice.
Site 70, not bad. Problem is, it's always hard to tell exactly how close the creeks are.
Got two picnic tables.
Yeah, there's a giant opening area right here in front of us.
And a fire pit.
And then, yeah, a huge opening.
A huge spot for like a family. You could probably fit 3 or more tents in here.
Yeah.
Could probably do 4 tents. Or
yeah.
yeah. And then there's more space here. You could put a tent there. And with the picnic tables, you could put your cook tent there. And you could put your sleeping tents here.
Yeah, so when I zoomed in on the GPS, the creek's is far away, so it's not close. That's where we are, and there's the creek way out there, so it's not close.
Not close, but still a nice,
great spot.
Nice spot.
Very good spot. So, all right, let me get turned
like
around.
71. That's a little bit set back from the road, but you can see the picnic table from the road.
There's a guy coming.
There's an ATV coming toward us, or like a gator type of a thing.
Yeah, this is side by side.
So it's 71.
Okay, so we're on Doug Hill. We were going to take a right here on this trail, but as you can see, it has a gate. So we cannot connect across like I was hoping to, which means, yeah, we've got a long drive ahead of us back to Green Ridge Road. But yeah, it's going to be all of this. So that kind of is unfortunate. That would have been a really nice cut through. I don't know why it's closed. It does cross a river down here, so I don't know if I don't know. A lot of times I'll have that kind of stuff open, but I don't know why it's closed. So
It says it's a private road.
does it really?
Yeah.
It connects back to that's weird. Okay. All right. Well, onward and upward.
It is upward, look.
It is.
Just thought we'd share this beautiful pine
Section. Yeah.
section. And look, all pine trees. 79. It's open. It's next to the road, but it's not, I don't think it's a very much traveled road. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And if you had a bunch of hammock campers who wanted to camp, everybody wanted to do hammocking, look at all these really nicely spaced trees for hammocks.
Yeah, this is a big site. I mean, you can get a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, this is really big. And there's the fire pit and the picnic table. And then on the way into the site, there's like, you could park your cars if you didn't want to bring them in too far. See, right here, parking spot. Okay, so instead of the perfectly fine bridge, we're choosing to drive through the stream.
Yeah, it's not much of a stream. Okay, so we're leaving the park. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you got to see some interesting sights, and we provide some information on some of the trail and the sites that are, in our opinion, good or bad. I mean, everyone's going to look at it a little differently. So again, thanks again for joining us on Banana Republic Adventures, and we'll see you next time.